Here are the top stories with breaking news coming in at the top of the bulletin on the government's response to Trump's order for 25% tariffs on all Indian products. The centre has said, and I quote, India and the United States have been engaged in negotiations on concluding a fair, balanced and mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement over the last few months. The government attaches the utmost importance to protecting and promoting the welfare of our farmers, entrepreneurs and MSMEs. The government will take all steps necessary to secure our national interest, is the message coming in from the Modi government after Trump's tariff blitz on Indian products, announcing 25% tariffs as well as penalties for India's trade ties with Russia. Donald Trump also highlighted in that Truth Social post that India gets a lot of its defense equipment from Russia, as well as it's the largest buyer of Russian energy, for which the Trump administration has now imposed penalties above the 25% tariff. But the Modi government has said that they will strive to protect the critical sectors here in India. I'm joined by my colleague Payal Mehta on the broadcast. So Payal, it seems the Indian government is undeterred and they will continue to protect its own sensitive sectors.
Well, the government of India will take all the necessary steps to ensure that national interest is protected, and it has been the case with the other trade negotiations that we've had in the past. It is very, very clear stand of the Indian government. They are studying what has been declared by US today, and they will be taking, a note of all the complications that come along with it. India and US, Ayushman, have been engaged in negotiations on constructing a fair, balanced and mutually beneficial bilateral agreement. And, certain conditions being made by Donald Trump are certainly at this point in time not acceptable. Russia, mind you, has been an all-weather friend of the Indian government, whether it's in the sector of defense or, Indian government in the past has also said that we are committed to the welfare of the people. So wherever we are getting cheap oil from, we'll be bound to buy it as well. So nobody can dictate terms to us. And India and Indians will be kept first, and that's been the stated position of Piyush Goyal, the Commerce Minister, who's just come back after concluding a successful trade deal with the UK. So obviously, just wait and watch. Let's not jump the gun right now. Let's not, come under any pressure as well. The Indian government, like I said, is well committed to the welfare of the people. And that is exactly what they want us to believe, because they are not going to open the economy up for the US at the cost of crucial sectors, which also includes sectors like agriculture, which are MSME, which are very, very critical to India's growth journey. So we'll have to just wait and see how this really transfers. Tomorrow is an important meeting of the Union Cabinet, in which the Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs, the Cabinet Committee of Security also meet. I'm sure the Cabinet, a lot of discussions will happen as far as this is concerned. Earlier today also, Piyush Goyal, the Commerce Minister and External Affairs Minister, immediately rushed out from Parliament, and they went to meet the Prime Minister, is what we are given to understand.
Right. Thank you, Payal, for decoding that for us. So that will be the road ahead for the Modi government when it comes to dealing with these tariffs that have been slapped by the Trump administration. Meanwhile, more breaking news coming in. This is inside details of the government's response to Trump's decision to slap 25% tariffs on Indian products. Now, top government sources say that the statement issued by the government took place after a meeting between the Prime Minister's office, the External Affairs and the Commerce Ministries. The deal is not yet finalized, because negotiations are underway between the United States as well as India when it comes to hammering out a trade agreement. America needs Indian products as well, is the pitch coming in from top government sources, and the tariffs are not alarming, is the pitch coming in from top government sources who are not that perturbed by the 25% tariffs. Labor-intensive products like footwear, gems, jewelry will be protected, along with the agriculture sector, sensitive sectors when it comes to the Indian economy. I'm joined by my colleague Pallavi Ghosh on the broadcast, who's getting us these details. So Pallavi, it seems the government is undeterred when it comes to protecting these sensitive sectors, but also outreach to other nations when it comes to looking at more economic green shoots on the global stage.
Absolutely, Ayushman, you've captured it, because I think the cryptic statement which was issued by the government says it all. I mean, the last two paragraphs are extremely significant, where it talks about the fact that just as we've taken care of our national interest in negotiating other deals, this is also what we're going to do with America when the negotiations go on. And second, the interest of the farmers and of the MSMEs will be taken care of. What government sources have been telling ever since the news came out, and even as we speak, the meeting has just ended of the Commerce Minister, the Secretary, and the Chief Negotiator, Rajesh Agarwal, is that to ensure that India should not be looked upon as a country which can be run roughshod over. We've put our national interest at premium. 25% of tariff minus the penalty of 10% is also considered not to be too steep according to Commerce Ministry sources. They're saying look at the example of other countries like Brazil, which are much, much higher. And second is that unlike many other countries, India has already been working all the alternatives, looking at newer markets, better deals with other countries. Is the recent FTA with the UK, which is now being flaunted and cited. So we are now going to renegotiating on a very stronger wicket. So as far as the government is concerned, I didn't see them very perturbed, especially after a rounds of meeting they had at the Prime Minister's office.
Right. And Pallavi, so given the fact that this is the attitude of the government, given Trump throwing in his hat in the ring when it comes to these 25% tariffs, what is the road ahead now? Are we seeing more pressure tactics coming in from the United States? Because clearly India and the Modi government has pretty much drawn the red line.
See, what sources are telling us over here, Ayushman, is that there are domestic compulsions on Donald Trump. I mean, he came on the ticket of America first, make America great again, MAGA, he keeps on talking about. So they said that he has his own domestic political compulsions, which is why he's trying to flaunt America as being a macho country. But the reality story starts sinking in. I mean, recently you must have noticed, Ayushman, even the price of eggs has shot up in America. And there was a little bit of public resistance to it. At the end of the day, who has to pay the price for this high tariff? It will be the consumers in America as well. I mean, Donald Trump writes in his on Truth Social that India is not a big negotiating partner. That's not entirely true. If you look at the statistics which has been put out by the Commerce Secretary, the export surplus was in favor of India, 25.5%. They are one of our biggest trading partners. So in case India starts looking around for other markets, which we already are, it is American consumers who would end up getting hurt. So it is also in America's interest, especially the American negotiators are going to be coming down here. It is in America's interest that they renegotiate to bring down the tax.
Right. Thank you, Pallavi, for decoding that for us. Because remember, Donald Trump's current approval rating when it comes to the economy stands at a dismal 38% with Americans. And he continues to hammer this point, a very incorrect point, a false statement that it's the nations that pay for the tariffs. And in this case, he has told his base that India will pay for the 25% tariffs that he has levied on the Modi government, on the people of India, on Indian products. And at the end of the day, it will be as Pallavi was pointing out, it will be the American consumers who will be paying that price. So Donald Trump continues to thread the needle when it comes to his economic agenda and the entire tariff scheme. We're shifting